We are now less than a week away from Iowa's primary election. One of the biggest races is the one for the Republican nomination for governor. Congressman Randy Feenstra, the perceived frontrunner among the 5 GOP candidates, campaigned in Sergeant Bluff today. Feenstra was at Hawk's Coffee Shop for about a half hour. About 25 people showed up. One of the biggest questions surrounding this race is why Feenstra has skipped every debate with the other Republican candidates. On Tuesday, he told KTIV it was because he would rather spend his time hearing from Iowans. Today, he took just 2 questions from citizens before he said he had to leave for Council Bluffs. But what about Iowans who can't hear from Feenstra in person? Well, we asked him.
What about the Iowans that want to hear from you that can't make it out to campaign stops, whether they have disabilities or don't have access to a car?
Yeah, I tell you what, they can jump online at FeenstraForGovernor.com. I've tried to be extremely accessible to anybody because I want to hear from Iowans. That is the whole vision of my campaign.
Now, Feenstra's current campaign ad prominently features President Donald Trump, but the president hasn't endorsed Feenstra or any other Republican in this race so far.
I tell you what, we're still looking forward to working with President Trump. Still hopeful that he will endorse in this race.
Voting in the race is already underway. In Iowa, in-person early voting in the primary ends at 4:30 p.m. on the day before the June 2nd election. That is next Monday, June 1st. The window to request an absentee ballot, that's already passed, but you can still vote early in person at your county auditor's office.